welcome back to Ghosted with Chris and Paige. I am Paige.
And I'm Chris.
And today we have another special guest. We have our friend Cait here with us, and our friend Tom, but he's off mic. He's just listening on the side, drinking a beer, hanging out. So, we're back with another episode. I guess we can jump right into it. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, I mean, we've only known you relatively a few months, but I'm really excited because finally someone else is as interested in paranormal and true crime as I am, which is really fun because Chris is into it, but, like, it's, like, not as, like, crazy as I am. Like, he's like, okay, like, yeah, I'm into this, but I'm just like, I need someone who likes true crime and paranormal. You turn me on to the And That's Why We Drink podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt too, because, like, I would listen to these stories, and I'm like, oh, I have no one to share the stories with and express them, and now it's nice to have someone else, too, that it's like, you could just talk about it all.
Yeah, how am I supposed to talk about this kid who disappeared, like, 10 years ago? Now it's a cold case, but they're still looking for evidence, and some witnesses are still out there, and blah, blah, blah. Cold true crime, right?
Yes. I'm like, my brain, I'm like trying to rack like who you're like what case you're specifically talking about, but I feel like you just kind of made that up.
No, that was an amalgamation.
Okay.
Of all of them, probably.
I was like, oh, which case are we talking about? Like,
Because that sounds like a lot. Exactly. It sounds like every case.
Every case, exactly.
True crime. Hoo-ha.
But luckily, this is a paranormal podcast.
Exactly.
So we'll have to switch gears.
Exciting.
Yes. All right. I guess so. How we start usually is what was either your first or earliest memory you have with the paranormal? What got you into this?
I really wish that I had, like, I can remember what my first experience was. I feel like it was just always that feeling of being watched and not understanding what it was and feeling like someone's on top of you.
Yeah.
I feel like that was my earliest memory, just constantly feeling like someone was literally hovering over me, and I didn't understand what that was. But I really didn't start experiencing a lot of stuff until I moved into my current house.
Okay.
And that was at, like, 11. I know that I definitely have earlier memories of paranormal stuff, but I can't really remember. But it really, what I can remember started around, like, 11 and 12.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so fairly young. From, like, same here. Well,
yeah, I feel like that's when you start to come into, like, oh, I am a consciousness in a body. I can, delve through the world myself. Oh, what's going on?
Exactly. So you're new. The house that you currently live in, that's the house you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had, so since you've been 11 or 12, you've had consistent, like, experiences?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, right now, it's, like, an everyday normal thing.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So it's real, like, all right, every day you know something's going to happen.
Pretty much. It's gotten to the point that, like, I don't even recognize, like, I don't realize some of the things anymore. Like, it's just going on over there. And, like, I'm just so used to it. I don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah. It's just like, oh,
It's
okay.
just the norm now.
Gotcha. Would you mind elaborating on some stuff that happens or any stories you want to tell us, whatever you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I have, like I said, because it's, like, an everyday thing. I have so many stories. I guess, like, I'll just tell you kind of, like, the main things that really, like, freaked me out.
Yeah.
I mean, the house was, before we bought it, the house was incredibly creepy. It looked like, before my dad renovated it, it looked like your typical horror movie house.
Good signs.
It's a really old house. It's built 1838, I think it was.
Oh, almost 200 years old. That's also one of the... I'm just going down the list of different things that makes houses extra haunted, super spooky.
Yeah.
Indian burial ground, perhaps?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, because the town that I'm in, it's an old town, and I feel like all the houses there are haunted. And it was right away. Like, as soon as we moved into the house, it was, like, the first week we started experiencing things. The first week, it was just me that experienced things. And it, like, immediately freaked me out. I woke up, and I wanted to go downstairs and tell my parents something. And when I walked into the hallway, I noticed that every single light downstairs was on. And my parents are very, like, if you leave a room, shut off the light.
Yeah.
Absolutely no lights on. So I thought it was weird that, like, every single light was on. Living room, kitchen, dining room, everything. So I figured they were unpacking, and I heard a lot of talking, like, voices talking over each other, a lot of, talking, and it was, like, you could understand. Like, it was clear. It sounded like just us talking now. So I thought it was the TV. So I went downstairs, and then I saw the TV was off, and yeah, that immediately, like, that feeling, like, of your stomach just sinking. I was like,
The roller coaster feeling, except
Yeah.
you're
Oh my
not on a roller
gosh.
coaster.
so I called for my parents. They didn't answer. I peeked around. Nobody was there, and I just instantly felt that terrible feeling. So I ran upstairs, and I went to their room, and they were sleeping.
Oh, no.
So
no.
I woke them up. I made my dad go downstairs because then I thought, like, okay, if it wasn't the TV, like, what if someone's in the house?
Yeah.
Like, at first, I wasn't even thinking, like, ghost or anything. I was thinking,
Yeah.
like, what if someone broke in because this house has been empty? So then I just went to bed, pretend nothing happened.
No, that's how I deal with a lot of my problems. So I totally understand.
That's what I
feel
do
that.
now, 12 years later, still just like,
That'll fix
I
itself in
didn't
the
see
morning.
that. I'm going to bed.
It's like, I'll deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. Like I said, the house was really creepy. There's a well that was in the basement. There was a chapel in the attic.
Oh.
A chapel
Yeah.
in the attic.
Yes.
What kind of chapel?
So in the attic, it was broken into rooms. They had desks in the rooms, like just a couple. And my dad had said something about like how it could have been like classrooms upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Because the house is old, like that's where, you know, if the kids weren't going to school, that's where they were getting taught. And then in the front room was a pew, like a one-person pew.
Oh, okay.
Like with a kneeling
bench and everything.
yeah. And it had a statue of Mary and a cross laying down. And there was red paint all over the floor.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, right off the bat, I had... no, it was paint. It was bright
Chapel.
red paint.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so right off the bat, I was having really bad feelings about this house. So
Yeah.
all these little spooky things that came in later just seemed so much scarier because I was remembering how the house was before.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I could only imagine how much that would add to the fear. Like, you already feel kind of... I don't know. You're already like not feeling like good about this. You
And
feel like
then
uneasy.
You see a
uneasy.
Mary
There it
and
is.
Joseph paint party upstairs with a single person pew, and you're like, "Wow, I'm only 11. I don't know what this even means, but it's horrifying."
It most definitely was horrifying, especially because it was in the attic. Like if it was just like in a room downstairs, I
The
wouldn't
best
think
place
it was
to
as
hold
creepy.
your occult church meeting in the first place, the attic.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
guy that
gosh.
owned the house before lived alone. He just let the house get really
Was
crappy
he
and
an
creepy.
older gentleman?
Not really. I would say he was probably mid 50s. So he wasn't old.
Yeah.
No, he's just a dude.
Yeah. And the house was originally split into semis.
Oh, okay.
So my parents bought both sides. So my dad cut a middle. My dad cut a hole so that we could just go in and out of the houses. He made like a doorway.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when stuff really started happening. Like that instantly pissed off the
You
ghosts.
disturbed
Oh,
the energy
yeah.
in the house.
Yes. And then we renovate the house later on, and that's what really sets them off. But even just putting that, like connecting the houses, it made such a huge difference because that side of the house was absolutely terrifying. I can't even explain how awful of a feeling I would get going into that side of the house.
Just crossing over through the doorway?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It was always so cold, but like you could just tell it was like the presence. So that side of the house, it wasn't lived in for a really long time. It was empty. So my parents figured like that side of the house could be like the hangout spot for me and my siblings. They put
Yeah.
like a TV in there and all of our toys. That side of the house had this
On the haunted side.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the kitchen, there was a room off of the kitchen that was the back corner of the house. It was probably the hot spot of the house. And it was terrifying. And it was really fucked up because that's where my parents put our toys.
Oh, man.
So we were all so terrified to go get our toys. And we had a lot of those motion activated toys.
Oh,
God.
no. I
Yeah.
just got chills down my spine.
Like, God, what were they called? The real pets?
The for real pets?
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly what
we
you're
had
talking
a bunch
about.
of those. We had like a parrot one that had a sensor on the front, and you needed to wave your hands in front of it for it to start talking.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I had one. Was it like on a perch or
Yes, it
something?
was, yeah.
I had this.
Yeah.
Oh,
So now you know
no.
exactly what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Oh, I'm chills to the core.
I don't like that.
So we would be sitting in the living room, and that thing would just go off all the time. There would be like, the typical horror movie scenario where the ball rolls out of the room.
Yeah.
And like, it was constantly like that. And then my little brother had an Elmo toy that you would have to like press the foot for it to start walking and doing a dance.
Oh my God.
No.
So I had a Halloween party, and of course I did it on that side of the house because it was already creepy. Like, I didn't have to do all
Perfect.
that much. And we were all standing in the kitchen hanging out, and this was probably the second year that I was in the house. And we were standing in the kitchen daring each other to go into the basement because that basement was just absolutely
you.
terrifying. Yeah. When all of a sudden, the Elmo dog starts walking out and doing its dance, and I'm standing there thinking, like, when did my life become a B-rated horror movie? And my friend gets freaked out, screams, kicks the doll, and we spent the rest of the party out in the backyard because nobody wanted to go back in that side of the house. Because everybody was
Wow.
already on edge just being in there because, like I said, being in that side of the house was always just this overwhelming, heavy feeling of, like, someone standing on top of you, watching your every move. And there was a lot of, like, I want to say, like, angry energy. Like, if maybe someone resented us for moving into the house, like, you could feel it in that side of the house, especially in that back corner. That back corner even freaks me out now. After we renovated the house, it's still just like, I feel like anytime I go into the kitchen, like my eyes just kind of, because now where that side was, we opened up the whole house and we have a kitchen there.
Okay.
Every time I walk into the kitchen, I feel like my eyes just drift right to that corner and I feel like I'm being watched.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That's so creepy. Now so wait. I'm trying to wrap my head around. So this was the half of the house that no one had lived in that you guys broke into?
No, we didn't break into it. My dad had opened up a wall.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just-
That's what I
Oh, okay,
meant.
okay.
I'm like, not like broke into.
I thought
like,
you meant like.
in my head, I'm picturing like sledgehammer. Let's make a doorway.
Yeah.
So my bad.
I was thinking like you maybe thought like we snuck in to have the party on that side.
No.
Yeah, so that was the side that my dad had opened up for us to be able to go and hang out with. And we actually, my dad had, because sometimes there would be a draft in there in the winter, so we would hang up like a blanket, and the blanket would just move at night. Like you would see, it would look like a hand pushing the blanket.
Oh no.
Not like a
No.
breeze where it lifts the whole blanket,
Yeah,
but
but
like
just a
kind of just like
something.
your hand
Point.
pushing and it like sticking out. Yeah.
Oh, I literally have chills. Like I have a shawl on. I'm like wrapping myself in it like a blanket.
It's already
like
cold in here and it's gotten so much
it just
colder.
got chillier. Wow.
Then after that, another thing that really had freaked us out, and this was the first experience that me and my siblings had shared together.
Mm-hmm.
It was the middle of the night. We were all hanging out in our separate rooms, and all of a sudden we hear this really loud bang and this really creepy and loud growl and like roar, but like not an animal, like
Yeah.
a man's voice growling. And we all ran out of our rooms to see, like, we started asking each other, did you hear that? Did
Yeah.
you hear anything? And then my dogs were at the bottom of the stairs. Their hair was up from neck to tail, snarling, snapping at the air, completely freaked out. And it was just really chilling because, like I said, it was not an animal growl. It was
Yeah.
a man's voice. And for that growl to be so loud, it was just completely unnerving. And then after that night, I actually started feeling someone getting into bed with me.
Oh my
every
god.
night.
Oh no. Oh my. Okay, keep going. Sorry. I'm just like freaked out. Okay.
So, You know, like when you're laying in bed and someone gets into bed with you and the pressure of them kind of lifts you?
Yeah.
I started feeling that every single night. I didn't feel anything ever, like, touch me, like my hair or my arms. It was just always someone sitting next to me, or I would feel them lay down because then I would feel the pressure throughout the whole side of the bed.
Yeah.
So I started, like, piling pillows next to me so that there wasn't room.
Yeah.
But then I would feel kind of like someone lean against my bed, and it would kind of shift my bed sometimes too.
Oh my God.
And I never really said anything to my parents until about a year ago, and that's when I found out that my mom was experiencing that too.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
My mom always denied that the house is haunted. She never wanted to admit it, and I think this is why. She said that a lot of times she would think that my dad was getting into bed with her and would feel someone lay down next to her, but then she would see my dad walk into the room, and she would turn around, and then the feeling was gone.
Yep. Nope. Don't like
That's
that.
so crazy
Don't
that
like that one bit.
you could have this, like, a shared experience like that with your mom, and then that shared experience you had not only with your siblings but with your animals too. That's wild.
My animals reacted a lot, especially now with my current dogs too. But yeah, even my mom, another experience that she had that she never told us until recently was that, I mean, we would kind of see it happening, but like it didn't register to us. She would turn around and say, "What?" all the time. And we would be like, "What? Like, why, what? Like,
Yeah.
why are you talking?
Like, what's up? Like, what's up? Like,
Yeah." And she'd be like, "Well, didn't you call me?" I said, "No." She would always hear kids calling for mom. So she would always think that it was just us calling for her. So, like, she would come into my room and say, like,
Be like,
what? Like, why are you calling me? I'm like, what do you mean? She'd be like, you were just calling my name. And all my siblings would be like, no, we didn't call you. And she'd be like, I heard someone say mom.
Wow.
I heard
Yeah.
some kids say
That's-
mom.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part.
That's scary. Like, that's
Yeah.
just, like, unnerving, I guess. It's like, oh, yeah, like, what's up? What do you mean? I clearly heard you say this.
You clearly said something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even... And the fact that, like, sometimes you're not even able to recognize, like, oh, was it my own child? Or was it just a disembodied
child,
voice?
yeah.
Well, that's what she said. It was just the instant reaction of you hear a kid calling mom that you're going to turn around and say what?
True.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even think of, like, well, was it in my kid's voice or not? It was just she heard a kid say mom, so instinct was to turn around and ask, like, what?
The mom stink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. But they do say, like, renovation and, you know, families being in a house moves the energy that gets caught up in there. And if it's negative energy, I could only imagine over those 200 years what could have happened in that left or the other side of the house.
Yeah.
And what left its presence still there
Yeah, whatever
to
energy's
be
left
able
over.
to, like, you know, phase over into this world, into what we have. I mean, maybe it's just something, you know, we've talked about it before, but replaying in time.
Oh, yeah.
It manifests, but it only stays there, replaying a single part in time. I forget what.
My brain just literally stopped working. I know exactly because I brought this up last time.
Yeah. Oh, man, the buffering thing came up on your face.
Residual
Yes,
hauntings.
thank
There we go.
you.
Oh, my gosh.
See,
Woo.
it's the buffering, I'm telling you.
The little color wheel's just going. We're good, guys. It's all good. But yeah, a residual. Oh, but this sounds more not as residual, but like it's more intelligent because it's interacting with you guys consciously.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's just one. That's
Well,
Oh, we got more. I still have chills.
the juice.
so, like you said with the whole renovating, well, my dad actually ended up gutting the whole house, redoing the whole house, opened it up into one big house. After that, that's when it got, like, pretty bad, and it became, like, an everyday thing.
Okay.
We moved out of the house for 2 years, and my dad renovated it alone. So he said when he was alone, he had a lot of experiences. He didn't really tell us much because I don't think he wanted to freak us out.
Yeah.
But he said the main thing was that he heard kids running around playing. So when I had that experience, I heard a woman and man talking. So my dad experiences, just like my mom, kids. So he hears kids running around where he thought we had stopped by to come see him while he was working on the house.
Yeah.
And then after we moved back in, my cousin's wife came over, and she's a medium. She came over for a family party, and I pulled her aside and I said, like, do you see anyone in the house? And she was like, absolutely. This house is packed.
I knew it. I knew it was a full house.
Facts, yeah. She said that she saw a couple of kids, like 3 kids. She saw a man and a woman. They're not a couple, but now they're kind of like, they stick together with the kids. There's another man who, he wouldn't let her see his face. It was kind of, she said, like, he had a veil over his face. Like, he wouldn't allow her to communicate. But she said he's pissed. He said to him...
It's Three's Company situation. And one of them is pissed.
Yeah. She thinks that he was the original owner because he kept saying, like, this is my house. They shouldn't have done this to my house. And, like, that he was mad that we renovated. So she thinks that he's the one that causes a lot of issues. And she said that he likes to start problems in the house. In my house, there's, like, a lot of things, like, let's say you place something on the table. It'll go missing. And then you'll run around, like, looking for it. And if you say out loud, like, where did my phone go? Like, I can't find my phone. 5 minutes later, my phone will appear on my bed. So it's kind of like someone took my phone, but then someone brought it back.
Wow.
So it's kind of, like, conflicting.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, that happens a lot with a lot of things. So I think it's, like, he tries to take things and hide things on us. But then, like, my cousin said that some of them are friendly and like to help us. So I think it's kind of like they're trying to keep it balanced.
It's like hide and seek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost hide and seek.
That's just like, wow. I'm just like floored. I just have chills. Like, and the fact that it's an everyday occurrence for you guys is even more like mind boggling because like we've touched upon it before, and next week's episode will probably be an update on what's going on in my house because we've had some poltergeist activity rise up. But like I've had that before where I'll be looking for something and I'll have to ask out loud, like, where is like my purse or where's my wallet? Like, where is it? And then I'll walk into my room and it'll be right where like I initially thought it was. And when I'm looking for it, it's not there.
See, like with me, it never ends up in the place that I thought it was. It always ends up in the center of my bed.
Okay, so like consistently, like
yes,
wow.
Like it's always in my bed. Like I could leave something in the bathroom and it went missing, but I'll find it in my bed later.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that's why sometimes I'm like, oh, well, maybe I just misplaced it. But then when it ends up in my bed, like I'm like, no, I'm not going crazy. Like I definitely didn't have that in my bed before. And actually, I have to say, like within the last year, everything's actually gotten worse.
Oh.
Okay. I was really hoping to hear her say good, and I was like, okay, yay, well, knock on wood. But.
I wish that it has gotten better, but we've had more people move into the house recently.
Okay.
My brother's wife and my brother's girlfriend. So I think that man that was originally pissed off that we moved in, I think he's even more pissed off now that more people are moving into the house. Because over the last maybe, I would say 2 years, not the last year, things have gotten weirder.
Okay.
And like scarier. Like before it was just like your typical like creepy little things, but the last 2 years it's gotten like scary. One of my scariest moments of the house was we were packing up to go on vacation and I was bringing out food to the car. And when I came back in to the kitchen, my brother was leaning over the counter and I asked him what he was doing and he jumped and he's like, "How did you get over there?" And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, "How did you get over there so fast?" He was like, "Where were you?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was outside bringing stuff to the car. I was outside with Dad packing. And he was like, "No, you weren't. I was just talking to you."
Oh, no. Whoa. Oh, no.
So that freaked me out. It freaked him out. He said that he walked into the kitchen and I was standing at the counter which is where that original creepy room was that I said that corner still bothers me.
Yeah.
He said I was standing right in that corner, leaning against the counter, and that he was talking to me, but I was acting weird and I wouldn't say anything to him. And then I got down on the floor and started crawling around the counter. And that's what he was leaning to be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you crawling on the floor?" And when I walked in, he like practically shit himself because he thought that I was crawling on the floor, and here I am walking into the room. He thought he just had a whole conversation with me.
Not only did he think he was playing night crawlers with you, but at the same time, he thought he was having a one-sided conversation with you because you wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
And now you're on the floor, and he's probably like, "What? Why is my sister crab walking?
Yeah.
What is going on?"
Yeah, because he was asking me questions and I wouldn't answer him. And
Oh my
he was just
god, I'm crying. Sorry. I can only imagine. Oh my god, I would have shit myself if I was your brother. I'm in tears right now.
I was like,
oh my god,
thank God I'm going on vacation because I do not want to stay in this house.
Oh my god, that is by far my favorite story I've heard on this podcast so far. Oh my god, yeah, for you to just walk.
I don't even know, man.
Him just looking for you on the floor. That's so crazy. See, now does this count as like a doppelganger experience?
I don't know, but that really creeped me out that they were able to impersonate me. I've never really heard that before, that a spirit
could steal your identity.
Yeah, basically.
Next is gonna take your credit card.
Social Security, please.
I mean, if a ghost is using my credit card, that would explain
That
a
would
lot.
make-
And then I could blame a lot of
it.
charges on them. It wasn't me, it was the ghost.
Wow, I'm just like, I mean, I've heard stories, and I mean, I'm not to like scare anyone, but like usually it's a demonic force that can clone itself.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, but that's the stories I've heard.
See, now when she said that more people had moved into the house, I was like, that's not good. That's more people for it to feed off of. And I was
kids.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my eyes are still tearing.
Oh man.
Wow.
Just because, like, I mean, what are they practicing up there with a pew and everything? What were they trying to get? Because it sounds more occulty than it does Catholic-y.
I don't know, because I felt like, there was nothing wrong with the Mary statue or the crucifix. It wasn't like they were upside down. I think if anything, the cross just kind of like fell over. Like it was just leaning and then it slipped, but
How many times does the
Like,
cross
I'm just trying. I'm trying to make myself feel better about this. Okay, let's not say there's a satanic cult in my house.
If there was no like red
no.
paint on the statues, that's a good sign.
I really don't remember. Like,
We're gonna go with there wasn't.
I really wish.
Yeah, we're gonna call
I took
it
pictures.
audible.
Yeah, let's just pretend.
Have you ever thought of going to your local library and going through articles like about the town to try and look for? Because I actually had to do that for a project once. I did learn about the town going through what is it called, like the fish something at the library. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You guys have libraries where you live?
Christopher. Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The
Where you
Dewey
go?
Decimal System.
No.
No. Okay, I'm trying to.
There's something
The archives.
Yeah, like you go through the archives of your town's newspapers and things like that, and like
Yeah,
you
they
can
have
go
all
through
the
the
periodicals.
records.
Not periodicals. They have all the articles about the going-ons and happenings and
Yeah, and
constructions. There's a lot of public records about zonings and things.
Yeah, and you can like you go through this thing. It goes really fast. It like, zoom really fast. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know what you're talking about in that sense because I've never.
I don't know.
I probably
know
have
what
it
you're
at-
talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. I'm gonna use the excuse that I am a millennial and I completely forgot I can do that.
Right?
Because I just try searching stuff on my phone and Googling my house and nothing comes up. I didn't even think to go to the library. Meanwhile, I have a library up the block from my house, and I could have done that this whole time.
That's where the info
when
is
we were-
right there.
I gotta go.
So like we were talking
After
a little
quarantine,
bit.
I'm going.
Perfect. 'Cause
Yeah, true.
Before we started recording, we were talking a little bit about this, and when you said you had tried Googling, I was thinking about when I was looking up stuff about my town, and I was like, wait, I went to the library, and I had to look stuff up for a project on my town on these, like, whatever this system was that, like, zoomed in on all these files, and you look through them really quickly. So I was like, maybe you could find stuff, like,
Maybe
about
there's a place
your
that has
house.
collections of written words. And
You're so
blinded.
lucky you're on the other side of the table that I can't flick you from
7
here.
feet of protection.
I have nothing good to throw at you either.
Yeah, I bet my library, the one down the street, Monmouth County's, has like a pretty big selection of
Oh yeah,
archives and
100%.
such. So I wouldn't even think. Damn it!
Thank you, Tom. Tom just went up to Chris and flicked him for me, and
Oh,
I
man.
appreciate it.
The play-by-play.
Brother from another mother. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I think that right there lies the key. I would wonder who lived there. Well, who was like
Yeah, if
maybe
you
a
can-
priest, maybe it was something
Yeah.
cool.
Like look up town ordinances.
Maybe
and
that you
property
had nuns
lines.
chilling. You were at, what's the nunastery? What is it? There's a word.
Is it a convent?
Convent.
Yes, the nunastery, the convent. That's the one.
Oh my god.
I mean, the thing is, too, my house is old, so back then, like, a lot of funerals were held, like, the wakes, the bodies
Oh, the
were
warm
displayed
funerals.
in the house.
Yes, in the house. That's right.
So, I mean, maybe that.
Especially because the way I'm picturing your house is like this big Victorian old house.
It is. It's a Victorian Gothic.
That was sublet too, so think about it. That's twice the families, double the
Yeah.
fun or terror.
Oh, and then you guys
Oh, that's me.
expand the
Sorry,
house.
that's my car.
You guys expand the house, and if no one was in that other side for so long, and now there's all the people, I get it. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
And also, when I don't even know if all of the ghosts actually came from this house, for two reasons. One, I thrift a lot, and now like
Stuff
because
probably has energy.
exactly,
Yeah.
and spirits can latch onto like anything. Like you could buy a shirt from a thrift store, and it could be haunted. Like the spirit could be attached to it. And also, my cousin, who's the medium, also told me when I asked her about the house. She told me that I have a trail of spirits following me.
Oh.
She said that they think that I could help them cross over. She told me that I could be a medium if I opened myself up to it,
Okay.
but warned me not to because I would have an overwhelming amount of spirits following me already. She said that anytime I go to like a haunted area or an area that has a lot of spirits, I pick them up and they
Oh, wow.
stick with me.
Ah, you got hop-ons.
Yeah, so now I have the hitchhiking ghosts. So, yeah, they follow me home too. So there's a lot of those too. She said pretty much anywhere I go is going to, like, even if I move, that house is going to instantly be haunted no matter what.
Yeah, so it's just going to follow you for the rest of
Yeah.
your life. Wow.
It's gotten to the point where, like, I am haunted
Got you.
in a way
Okay.
because now they're attached to me and follow me around.
Wow.
Sorry, excuse me. Time to take a big fat hit of that sage. That is the only possible solution.
See, I've tried saging my room. Like, I sage my room, I sage myself just to get rid of negative energies. Not really to get rid of the spirits, but it fucking angers them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get
Do you have your
so
windows open when
mad.
you do
Yes,
it?
I do.
Okay,
I
good. Because I've met a lot of people
definitely
who don't, and I'm like, but wait, where's the bad energy supposed to go?
Yeah, I always keep my room open. I mostly do in my bedroom, though, because, like, I don't feel like going around my whole house
Yeah.
and doing it. So that's the, like, you know, me being lazy. I probably should do my whole house, but,
Listen, I'll come help you one day. Listen, we'll double fist
sage
sage
party.
We'll go.
A sage party. Oh my god, yes.
We've done it to a friend's house, so like I'll do it to your house too. Let's go. We were going through every room. I was like, goodbye.
like, I don't want to get rid of them because, like, I enjoy having a haunted house. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. Like, I do enjoy it.
You
It gets scary sometimes, but for the
Where are
most part,
they
I
gonna
enjoy
go?
it.
There's no halfway home.
Well, listen,
for
you just ask the
wayward
bad
spirits.
energy, just like the
the
scaring
thing.
it.
They think that I
Wayward
can help them
spirits.
cross over.
You are the home for the wayward spirits.
Yeah, I don't like
no.
it. But yeah, when I do it, as I'm like staging my room, I feel like out of nowhere, like it wasn't there before. I'm just doing it to get rid of negative energies. And then all of a sudden there's this angry energy that I feel like I have to hurry up and rush to make sure I quickly smudge my room before that energy takes over, because it's kind of like just an overwhelming angry energy like weighing down on me. So like I don't really like staging my room now because I feel like it just pisses them off more and more. I think
Okay.
it's that guy. Yeah, especially
First
because
Right?
yeah, that guy. Especially because when I was staging my room, I feel like now I'm having mostly experiences in my room. Even my sister slept in my room while I've been on vacation, and she'll text me in the middle of the night and be like, what the fuck is wrong with your room? Like, I understand this house is haunted, but why does your room have to be so extra?
Your room's got rascals. Spirit rascals.
It's like, you know how they say, like, the witching hour is, what, like 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
I wake up every single day at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. It's always between 3 and 4. I'm startled awake every single morning.
Who would get
Wow.
up at 3 a.m. to eat a Krabby Patty? You know? That's what I think of when the witching hour strikes. Terrifying. Yeah, you just wake up and it's 3 a.m. and you're like, all right.
And my dogs were never allowed to sleep in my room until recently. I sneak my little puppy into my room, but
I
she
would
does
too.
not like it. Because when I wake up, she's startled awake too at 3 a.m., and she will just stare at the corner of my room and growl.
Oh no.
And a couple of weeks ago, it really freaked me the fuck out because I woke up more so because she jumped up and she was standing on my bed, peering over my bed, growling at the floor, kind of like she was looking at something under my bed. And I never saw her react this way. She was like snapping at the air, hair up, going crazy. And then her head was like rising like she was watching someone stand up. And she was looking up now, growling. And then she followed, like, I guess the spirit she was watching get out from under my bed, stand up, and she followed them to my closet. And I feel like...
Oh, no.
I know it sounds like such a little kid thing, like the monsters in the closet.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're mostly in my closet. I feel like the ones that are in my room, that's where they hang out.
Well, I couldn't believe that you people were the only ones to do reconstruction on the house. So maybe that could have been a stairwell or some other like configuration.
It could have been.
So maybe they were centralized around there.
Before it was a closet, it was actually, I want to say it was my brother's room.
Oh, okay.
Because my room was originally small. My dad, he made a bigger closet for me now. So it took over space. That was originally my brother's bedroom.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I feel like definitely
It could have been their bedroom at one point.
Yeah.
The spirits.
That's very. Now to speculate wildly.
I really wish I had more information about my house, because, yeah. Well, also, I hear music play from my closet. And that's pretty creepy, too.
Oh God.
Oh,
And my whole family makes fun of me for that, because I will hear jazz music playing from my closet, and they're like, okay, now you're going insane.
At least it's good music.
No, because now you know it's those damn reefer addict jazz musicians playing their devil's music with their devil's lettuce.
It sounds like, but it sounds like it's a record playing. Like, it has that scratchy sound to it.
I
It's
hate
not
it,
like-
but I love it so much.
Yeah.
Lo-fi.
No, I still just hate it. That sounds bad.
So my whole family makes fun of me for that until my sister did experience it.
Wow. Oh,
And then-
thank goodness when someone else
Yeah.
can collaborate with you, be like, yes, this happened. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hated that.
I hate it, but I love it so much.
I mean, I would much rather hear music than talking.
Oh,
True.
yeah, 1000%.
I will say, though, for as haunted as my house is, I really don't hear talking. Besides that one time that I heard that conversation going on downstairs, I think because maybe I caught them and reacted the way that I did, that they just...
They were like, all right, no speaky.
like, they just stay away with that. Like, I don't really hear them having conversations anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much it.
We don't want to manifest in sound energy anymore. We're going all physical manifestation.
My brother is actually the only one that has seen a physical manifestation when he saw me.
True. Yes. Right.
Because that's another thing that I've never seen. What I hear is like the banging and the moving of things and seeing doors open on their own and stuff like that. That's about it, but I've never really seen a figure besides a quick shadow.
I feel
Okay,
like it takes
yeah.
a lot of energy to manifest.
to manifest, yeah.
So that could be a reason. Just like manifesting sound energy is probably a lot of energy to use, and you don't get that much, I guess. Right? I don't know. I'm not a spirit. I couldn't tell you. But, that could make sense too. It's just so weird that at one point in time, one just stole your identity.
Yeah, and especially because that probably did take so much energy. Like, I feel like, why was that what they chose to do?
Yeah, what was the whole point of that? Like, why choose
And
Terrorize.
especially me. Like, out of everyone, why me?
Well, because
mean-
everyone's playing follow the leader with you and all your ghost powers.
True. I mean,
True, yeah.
I feel more bad for my brother than me because he was the one that had to witness that. But
True.
I had to have the conversation.
yeah,
I've heard, I
man.
have, it's so crazy because I have heard stories of like, they, like, usually when someone's seeing a spirit as someone they know, they'll try talking to it and it won't respond. It acts really weird.
maybe they can't imitate the voice,
That's
or
what
or
I'm-
they can't get enough energy to do both.
That's what I'm thinking,
They don't run on solar power. You get one or the other.
but that's so I literally, I have chills and I love it, and it's just so interesting.
There's so many answers that I want for this house. I really want to investigate it and like.
I'll help you.
I know a girl.
If you let me know, I will charge all of my equipment up. I will be there in a second. You let me know.
I
We'll
would
charge
love
the
to
easy
see it.
pass.
We have-
We'll be there.
We have the night vision camera with like the night vision stuff. I have night vision goggles. I have an EVP detector. I have the radio scanner. I have
The
the
spirit
laser
box,
grid. I have the
the
spirit
grid.
box.
Stop it. I love Spirit
I
Box.
have all of it.
Yes.
So you let us know because hey, for everyone listening, if you're comfortable, if we catch anything, we could post it as content. We give updates.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada
Instagram,
boom.
You know?
Give us a follow on Instagram.
Ooh.
We made a new account since Instagram decided to
Ban
lock us out
Yep,
for reasons unbeknownst to us.
I guess that also means we're rounding the drain and coming to a close on this delightful episode of Ghosted with Chris and Paige.
Well, I mean, we could be. I just wanted to
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just saying because we're at like 45 and, you know.
That went fast.
that
Right?
did go really fast.
It did go really, really
Well,
fast.
if anyone wants to follow us on Instagram, it's ghostedwcp, and then it's GWCP_podcast on Twitter. So, I mean, give us a follow, give us a like, something like that. I don't
Give
know.
us a comment. Tell us your stories. Share with us.
Yeah, please do. ghostedwithchrisandpaige@gmail.com for email.
Easy access to us.
I guess, yeah, exactly. Find us anywhere and everywhere. But, so just to insert that for everyone, but I guess we'll round it up. If you have anything else you want to talk about or say, or what's the latest thing that's happened to you, or...
The latest thing to happen was with my dog reacting that way in my room.
Okay.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
I think the
haven't been
follow-up
home.
needs to be the an investigation. Not the investigation, but
I knew it. That would be perfect because right now my basement is being renovated.
Oh.
So that's going to stir up a lot of shit. Hopefully. So
Oh no.
we might
Chris
be able
is
to
so
get...
upset.
I just feel bad.
Well, I'm not home right now. So
True. You're
True.
right.
this has
Corona.
been going on while I'm not home. But I'm going to go home to a really haunted house.
Yeah, it's gonna be turbo haunted. They'll be jacked up on Starbucks or something. Ghost bucks, really.
I mean, it might give us the content and the answers that I want to know.
True.
We're gonna have to keep on this and keep you all updated because this is live and happening. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're on the scene.
Just magically teleported to my basement.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
oh, God.
Oh man,
Oh,
we're gonna have to
God.
bring. Okay, I'm gonna go home and charge everything. I'm letting you know. You let me know. I'll be on call. I'll be like, bam, let's get in the car right now. Oh, well, I guess thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks for being on
thank
our
you so
show.
Thank you for letting me vent about my haunted house.
Oh my god, anytime.
My
You're welcome back.
traumatizing
Anytime.
stories.
Oh,
That's
please.
our bread and butter.
I'm
Supernatural,
seriously.
supernaturally traumatizing.
Oh man, all right. Well, this has been Ghosted with Chris and Paige, and thank you guys for listening, tuning in. Give us a follow, shout us out if you have any stories, and
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.